Yes.
All right. All right. Welcome to Masks. We missed a week last week because I had a show. Um, but we're back. I am Michael. I am pronouns are he, him. I am GMing. If we want to go down in our traditional order.
Yeah, hey, I'm Mo, they, she pronouns. I am playing Isadora, aka Obsidian, she, they pronouns.
I think I'm next. So I'm Kirby, he, they pronouns, and I will be playing Ivy, they, she pronouns.
I'm Sarah, she, her pronouns, and I am playing Zaylin, they, them pronouns.
I am Nessa. I'm playing Marrow, she, her for both.
Hi, I'm Steve. He, him pronouns. I play Johnny or Wildfire, also he, him pronouns.
All right. Couple things I want to do since it's been a little bit, just to double check. We're going to go back over what happened last time here in a moment. Can we have people go down once again in order? Just give me your stats as well as what conditions you have, so I can make sure I have.
Our stats, like where
Danger,
they are,
freak,
like
savior.
our labels.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Danger 2, Freak 0, Saber 0, Superior -1, and Mundane +2.
All right. And conditions.
Angry, guilty, and insecure.
All right.
I'm next. My danger is +2, freak +2, savior 0, superior
wait,
minus.
Sorry, let me get back to you. What was your danger?
Oh, I apologize. Danger +2, freak +2, savior 0, superior -1, mundane is 0. I have let me see here. Sorry, I'm having trouble zooming in on this page. Milano's weird. Afraid, hopeless, and insecure.
Okay.
And I have one potential. Yay.
All right, who's next?
Me. I have danger +1, freak +2, and then zeros for savior, superior, mundane.
Okay.
And I have damage marked as a condition.
All right.
It is me. Danger -1, freak +1, savior +3, which frankly feels too high considering what Marrow has going on all the time. Superior -1, and mundane +2, and I am only guilty.
Me. I have danger 0, freak +1, savior +1, superior +1, mundane 0, and I am angry and insecure.
All right. Do we want to go over what happened last time?
Yeah, probably a brief rundown would be good. Because I think we're all a little bit we could all use that.
Been a couple weeks.
Fuzzy.
Yeah.
We want a classic Nessa rundown, except for I will speed through it this time rather than usual, where I wax poetic for 3 minutes.
Sure. Yeah, whichever way you want to do it.
Alrighty, so everybody except for Ivy was hanging out at Johnny's place. Also, except for Marrow, she was there technically, but then she left early in the morning. Hung out for a bit, got coffee orders. Rosalind went to school, got into it with Coach Hewitt about how Rosalind's going to end up in this town forever. She doesn't try, god damn it. Ivy woke up, received everyone's text messages, biked on over, hit every light along the way, as is their luck. Everyone meets, chats. Johnny smokes weed, apparently. That's fun. If you missed that last week. He didn't smoke weed. We just talked about how he would smoke weed. But in character, we got a beep from, even though we were at Johnny's place, from Marconi Plaza over near Issa's, that there was some trouble with some people who could shoot chainsaws out of their hands. And we were like, damn, that sounds wild. So we head over there. Ivy, being a tree person, had some difficulties being shot with a chainsaw, but so would most people.
It's technically a stake through the heart kills people too.
Yeah, exactly. Mara was kind of a bitch to Issa, just a little bit. Sorry about that. Some construction workers got into trouble. Zaylin was a true hero and saved them. And we ended up winning because Johnny helped me Marrow, which was A+. Thank you for that.
You
Cops
destroyed
showed
the
up.
Columbus statue.
Oh, we destroyed the Columbus
Yes,
statue,
we
right?
did.
Oh,
It
oh,
deserves to
no.
be destroyed.
absolutely did.
Oh, no.
no.
Blew
Our
that thing.
conquistador
bad.
is
Oh,
broken.
no.
Oh no! How will we ever find America?
Yeah.
And the surprisingly sexy detective was not happy with us for doing so.
Yeah.
Mm.
We've all have Michael has added some character art to the NPC section, and we have all found out that Detective Kinnick is apparently stunning, and frankly should stop being a cop and like try to get on network television.
The drama
We've
teacher.
all also discovered that we are all just horny.
Yeah.
Teenagers.
I am just reiterating what the group said. I have not
Look,
said here nor
I
I
there.
just
swear,
have
some of you-
eyeballs, and I
some
can
of you-
appreciate the booty.
Some of you were not in Worldwide Wrestling where we discovered that certain type of
What?
characters hit home.
What? What is that? Michael?
Worldwide Wrestling.
I'm saying certain types of characters hit a few of you kind of in the field.
Strong, beautiful women.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Emphasis on the strong. Cops showed up, did this at us for some reason. And then we were on our merry way, and we thought, oh, we're just going to have some fun character moments. Nothing bad will ever happen here. And then
Yeah.
someone shot Issa's car with a rocket. And it was more fucking goon types, but it wasn't the Super Busters like it was last time. I forget what was their insignia?
They
Red
were,
Lion.
Yeah, they're the
Red Lion.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. Did anybody find out what they were called?
I don't believe we did, but we just know they have a red lion and they're teleporting motherfuckers, and we're sick of teleporting motherfuckers.
And
Issa
I-
stole one of their patches because apparently their patches are what makes them teleport. They're nasty and we hate them. And then that one random dude that Ivy beat up in an alley and took his drives or whatever shows up again. He also can teleport, which is why do so many
Annoying.
people know how to teleport? Showed up and teleported Ivy away. Ivy got the shit beat out of her in a void for a while. And then we got into it with the dudes. Johnny accidentally exploded the back of a car.
And a building.
As one does.
And
a
Not
building.
just
himself.
the car, my car.
Yeah, in the back of Issa's car and a building and himself. Zaylin punched Johnny in the back of the head to kind of stop him from going supernova. Play on words for the person. And Mara was generally kind of useless. Like she was just holding a fire extinguisher. Like
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Not
if you
gonna
need it.
lie, we all had like horrible rolls last session. It was
Yeah.
not a good session. I got 4 potential in that session. It was bad.
It was rough.
I think there's a lot of how many people advanced last session?
I did.
I did, I believe. Yes.
I think everybody except me and Obsidian.
So did,
Dance before that.
so last time I think did we leave?
Yeah,
with,
I have
with-
one advancement as well.
Last time I think did we leave it off with Ivy basically coming out of the bank and finding out it was like about a 30-40 foot teleport from where you were at into the bank?
Yeah. So yeah. I think what happened was I had rolled the I am not my body move, I believe, and basically lost control of myself or something and hulked into a massive explosion and blew the vault door off the hinges
Like you do.
at the same time the supernova was happening.
And I think the last thing we did was Ivy busting out of the vault and Zaylin knocking Johnny out. And I think we cut there. And I think all of the villains were teleporting away because there was just a lot of heat now.
Yeah.
Figuratively
were
and
conscious.
literally.
The ones that were conscious, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're sitting there, and Ivy, when you're gonna come out, like the fire alarms are going off in the thing, and there's also the alarms you have for police and other stuff, and there's just a bunch of like really kind of scared tellers looking your way because you have ripped the vault door off of its hinges.
As one does.
Yeah, and suddenly from inside.
No, go ahead.
Oh, he said you've got what looks to be a manager and a bunch of employees, kind of like wide-eyed staring at you. You see the rest of them kind of like fade back behind him, and as he sort of looks and realizes he's like there by himself, like eyes wide, goes, take whatever you want.
I think I feel like Ivy is probably a little scared right now. Not only because of what happened, but now they're in this like really strange and uncomfortable position of looking like a bank robber. So I think they're just gonna run in mass form, just like run out of the bank full force, just right out the front door.
Okay. He said, take what you want. They dive out of the way.
Yeah.
How like in your mass form? When you're going through that door, are you going through the doors or?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
just busting it right open.
Yeah, the rest of you see like basically Ivy smash out through the front windows of a bank that's nearby.
I regret missing this.
Dang.
Ivy escaped from the that guy.
Yeah, I think Issa turns around and she's like, "Hey, hey!"
I'm trying to decide if they are going to hear you or if they're like in their head, like still, because she's definitely scared.
Yeah. But like if they keep running, Issa's gonna start chasing and probably just try to tackle or jump on one of the two.
probably jump on because they're in like big
Yeah. They're in
form.
All I picture is
Rainbow
jumping
Knight.
on it. Yeehaw! Just like
Yeah.
riding down.
I think
Plus-
they're not going to hear you at first because the smashing glass and just running
Yeah.
like with 12 legs or whatever is going on there.
Yeah, Issa,
12.
Didn't
Yeah.
you also say Ivy's like afraid of fire? Like
Yes.
Ivy made the person, and the building is completely on
Yeah.
fire, so that's probably adding to
Ivy
it.
has a rational fear of fire. 100%.
yeah, Issa just starts hauling ass after Ivy. And if getting close enough, will jump and try to like jump on.
Yeah, I think they'll only probably run down the block before kind of slowing to like pause and then probably feel you jump on their back and be like, oh my god, oh you scared me.
You scared me. What the hell was that? Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Somebody he like teleported me inside the bank vault.
Bank vault?
I didn't even mean to I blew the door off the hinges.
Oh,
I hope they don't think I stole something because I just ran.
jeez.
Tommaso will talk to them later. Also, I'm here.
Are you just
Oh
like
my
running
God.
up behind? Just
Where
like
did you come from, Mara? Mara's just like emerges from my chest and is just like, hello.
Mara's superpower can appear anywhere that it is like wryly comically funny.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I'm sure he'll be able to deal with that. That was I couldn't do anything. The guy just wouldn't. He just like countered everything I tried.
who's the guy? Did you get a good look at him?
I'm still trying to decide if Ivy wants to tell them about the bank or the jewelry heist.
Was it like, my aunt is always sending me these articles about like metahuman trafficking, and I always thought they were kind of bullshit, but like, was it that?
I don't think so. Okay. All right.
See, wear one of these, and she's gonna hold up the patch that she ripped off another person.
Does he wear one of those?
Yeah. And then you kind of heard from behind. You just hear, "What the hell is going on?" And you see, Kennick has run.
Damn it, not again, please.
So,
Wait, is this the fucking detective?
And she just said to not do anything, and we were gone for 20 minutes.
yeah,
If that.
because y'all weren't even that far away from the place you drove from.
Okay.
Yeah, she runs up and is like peak shape. Detective Hughes behind her. It's rough.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor dude.
He has asthma.
He's holding the stitch in his side, trying to like he's like still part way down the street. And she has made her way up, and she's just sitting there, eyes just kind of wide, like looks over at the bank. What the hell just happened?
We were attacked.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Also, Detective Kinnick, have you ever considered signing up for the Philly Community College Turkey Trot?
I just saw Lorenza Kennick's portrait. I somehow missed that earlier. It's really unfair of you, Michael,
Make a woman
Make her
so
that good
beautiful.
looking.
to make a cop attractive.
I just like I was looking at her going like this. She's someone who is formidable as hell. Yeah, she just kind of gives Sparrow a look and goes, "What?" And before she can finish, you hear Kala goes, "Yeah, I've been a part of it the last couple."
I mean,
Last
there
couple
is the
years.
time limit is only 2 hours, which is like 45 minutes a mile.
Remember, what were the other things set on fire besides just the car?
It was
The building.
We had
Because-
said the fire department
Yeah.
was here, I think.
Yeah, basically, like they send over a truck, see it on its way. It doesn't have far to go. As it's coming like around the way. She goes-
Where is Johnny and Zaylin in this? Because we were on top of the building
We're
and
still on the roof.
Zaylin. Okay, so we're still up there on a burning building and Johnny is unconscious. Okay, just point of
perfect.
order.
I forgot you were unconscious.
Yeah, I'm out.
Well, I would say that it's been technically another scene. At this point, if Zaylin, do you manage to get Johnny up?
I'm like shaking. I keep. And
You want to
he's,
slap him a few times?
yeah, just like.
Huh?
We have
at
to
this
go.
Point... Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Keep
Interrupt.
going.
we have to go. We have to go.
What happened? Where am I?
We're on a roof and we have to go. It's on fire. We have to go. I start pointing out like, come on, we gotta go. It's on fire. Come on, we gotta go.
Okay, we're going. I'm just following Zaylin at this point because Johnny is like in a daze. He just got knocked out and blew
Can
up a building.
Can you
You've had a little
fly?
bit of time. So let me know when you want to be down below,
Okay.
or if that's where you're going.
Yeah, I think Johnny gets his bearings and flies the two of them down.
And Sarah, you were saying
Hey.
something.
Oh, nothing.
Johnny.
Kirby was saying something.
Right. I was gonna talk to the detective and just be like, okay,
Hey, get your own.
all right. The other night I tried to stop. I went out by myself and I tried to stop this. I saw this jewelry store getting robbed and I tried to stop them and I couldn't. At this point she's shrinking. And then they keep going and they're like,
Issa will hop off at that point.
yeah, probably. Or else she's just riding on my shoulders.
Just piggyback style.
And I got all the guys that were in the lobby with the bags of jewelry, like I got them all tied up. But then there was this guy that came out of the back and he shot me with like a cannon or something. And that was the same. He attacked us. That was the guy that attacked us. He teleported me inside the bank vault. I don't even know how he did that. I didn't try. I didn't break the bank vault. I think that this guy is after me and not anything else.
They also attacked my car.
Yeah,
Also-
they
They
did
did
like a
attack
surface
Issa's
to
car.
air missile into our car. The fact that it's not only a little bit on fire is frankly a miracle.
So someone actually attacked you with military grade hardware.
I don't know, was
With
it
the
not
car.
a missile?
It looked like a missile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be military grade hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this look familiar?
What do you hold up?
The patch.
Don't touch it though. Sometimes if you
Don't
touch
touch
it,
it!
if
Yeah,
you
she-
slap it, you teleport.
She pulls out the how detectives have always got the little baggy thing.
The evidence baggie.
She
Yeah.
kind of opens up. It goes. You place it in here.
I'm just saying, don't grab it because it'll portal you somewhere.
Okay, so we have
Grab it by the
teleported.
bag.
Wait,
Slap the bag.
she has a moment. She goes,
Slap the
"Give me a
bag."
second." Gets on her phone and she kind of steps away for a second. And Caldwell comes over and is like, "Does everybody? You all okay?
Yeah, you good?
Just working on my time.
Keep your chest up. Don't bend over to get breath. You're gonna heart. Keep your heart up.
I'm gonna
Issa, I
check
think
with.
you might need it.
I'm gonna check with the bank.
Oh yeah, the building is actively on fire.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
fire
the-
department kind of pulls up in there.
Yeah, the vault door broke off.
Yeah, Oh,
Yeah.
he goes, wait, you
Randomly.
You had something to do with the vault door?
I mean, I was there.
Okay, what
Issa's
happened?
just gonna fan him at this point.
What happened with the vault door?
I told Kinnick already. I just,
You need some water?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, Zaylin, you're here now.
Yeah.
Here you go, sir.
Oh, hey, Johnny.
Johnny
you.
is just kind of like staring at the building and just going like, "What the fuck happened here?"
Nothing happened, Johnny. Nothing happened. Those paramilitary dudes set the building on fire.
You blew up.
Zaylin, Johnny did not blow up. The military men had fire.
Michael, can I tell like when a person just got conscious? Does Issa know like the consciousness of level of like someone who just like
Of Johnny?
yeah?
You should tell Johnny has a concussion.
Yeah, like I would say it doesn't necessarily seem like he has a concussion. It just may be a little confused and out of it from because you went Nova, correct?
Oh yeah, like
Yeah,
I
so-
rolled really bad on take a powerful blow and decided that it was like my powers went berserk and blew up the building.
Yep.
And then Zaylin had to knock me out to get me out of that. So
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, Issa's probably been knocked around the block a couple times, so like
Yeah.
she's probably seen
he's just
people like with brain fuzz, and she's like, "You okay?"
I don't know what happened. I just woke up.
Woke up the fuck?
Issa.
And like she'll like walk to the side. Yeah.
I had to punch him to put him out.
You had to punch him to put him out.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I couldn't blast him with a thermal ray, could I?
Oh God, lower volume. Back to the whisper.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Oh, I thought you were saying you needed to aim lower on Johnny. You can thermal ray him, but you gotta aim for the dick.
Hot dick.
Or can the thermal ray go
right.
cold? That might be worse.
Alright. And I think Issa's just gonna look at Zayn like, "How's your hand? Are you okay for punching him?"
I'm fine, but I can punch really hard, and I punched him hard enough to knock him out and like put him out.
Good. I'm glad you learned how to do it on your first try.
I feel bad.
Ivy is going to Homer Simpson at this point. And just attempt to kind of like, as people are talking, just kind of like fade out. And then
There's no bush here, so you're just turning into a bush.
yeah, they just slowly turn into a tree that is planted on the sidewalk. Just move away.
just and Kenneth kind of walks back and goes, "All right, if they're teleporters, that makes sense. There were some people picked up at she names the jewelry. They were picked up there. They were held for questioning, and they disappeared in the morning. According to what we've got, some people in military gear and masks appeared in the cell, and then they all disappeared.
And
It's like
Issa
a new
points at the patch in
technology.
the bag.
What?
I was at Issa's just pointing at the patch in the bag. Like
Yes.
that's how they're doing it.
Is this
Yes.
like a new thing? Like, I feel like I've had more experience with teleporters today than I have in my entire life.
Hopefully, the teleporters at this group, because if teleporting becomes a thing that's much more common, we're all in some trouble.
Fingers crossed, knock on wood.
Listen,
Again,
because of the damage that's happened, we're gonna need to question all of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do we want to go ahead and just skip past it? Because the questions are going to be. It sounds like is it anything anybody's particularly hiding?
Or
I
her
mean,
identity.
Secret
Ivy
identity.
has a
Well,
a
besides
thumb
that.
drive.
What?
Ivy has the thumb drive, but or whatever drive,
Mhm.
but is not going to be giving that up to the police.
Didn't you
Because
run away
the
before the
police
police?
are bastards.
I feel like Johnny is gonna be the worst interview because he's just gonna be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I was going to help Zaylin on the roof, and the next thing I know, I'm awake and the building's on fire and the police are here.
let's actually do part of this. I'm going to jump back and forth between people with some of the questions. We start with Isak. Kennick and Hughes are in there. Goes, all right. So, what happened with your car?
It got hit by a missile.
Okay, got hit by a missile. There's also a lot of fire damage too.
It got hit by a missile.
In multiple places.
Where do you think the missile hit?
Apparently, more than one place because you've got fire like inside the back of it.
Remember, Johnny set the rest of it on fire.
I'm not going to tell them that.
Okay. Well, I mean, to be fair, that's why he wasn't setting the building on fire. He was too busy setting your car on fire.
So he's just going to be like, so do you know what goes into a 64 Impala? Do you know the delicacy and the intricacies of, and possibly flammable parts that go into an old car like that? This shit happens.
Caldwell Hughes just kind of leans forward and goes, I've watched every season of Supernatural, and I have never seen a fire stay in the Impala. Ivy!
I'm going to find Caldwell Hughes' children and liberate them.
Ivy, Kinnick, just is like looking across at me, and she goes, why you? Why did whoever this was teleport you specifically into that vault?
I assume because he recognized me from when I tried to stop him the other night. I don't know.
Was there anything taken at the scene?
No.
No. Because chances are, if one person split off, I'm guessing that person was not as powerful as the rank and file.
What was he carrying when I tried to stop him? Was he carrying a bag?
Oh, when you shot him in the thing, yeah, he had like he had a bag of stuff. They'd taken out a bunch of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just be like, when I tried to stop him, he was carrying a bag of stuff out of the back of the jewelry store, but I don't know what it was. I assume he was just mad that I stopped his friends, or maybe he just recognized me when they were about to rob the bank or something. I don't know.
Johnny. Caldwell turns his seat around, kind of just takes his seat, puts his arms over it, and goes, a lot of fire. Wildfire.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what happened.
We're seeing fire marks not only on the building where there was a fairly large explosion, we're seeing some in the Impala too.
Yeah, the Impala was my fault. I remember that. We got hit with a missile, and I tried to blast fire at the back to shoot us away from the scene, and I missed completely and hit the back of the Impala. But that was an honest mistake. And then everybody started fighting these lion dudes, and then Zaylin was on top of the building, and I went up there, and next thing I know, I'm unconscious. They are shaking me awake, slapping my face, and I have this weird goose egg on my head, and the building's on fire, the front of the building's smashed apart, and everybody's being questioned by you. I don't have a fucking clue what's going on.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Michael or the character?
The character. This is Caldwell. Caldwell's a well-meaning idiot.
I mean, I wish I could help you, but you gotta ask my team. They know everything that happened. I am just trying to figure out who the hell I am right now and how I got this bump on my head. I can't imagine the goons punched me. Had to have been somebody with a superpower up there hitting me or something.
Goes back to Rosalind. Kinnick just sort of sits across, just sort of taking you in for just a moment. Goes, so what were you doing during all of this?
I'm going to be honest, not much. It's bone powers and, it's not very useful against fire. I tried to keep, provide cover where I could.
So not as much as you did at the fountain.
At the what now?
At the fountain.
Yes, not as much as I did at the fountain. They had quite a few long range weapons.
Cut sort of back. Zalian. Caldwell just, like kind of sits on the side of the thing and it's like put a drink in front of you. If you like, I don't know what would Zalian have asked for.
Coffee.
He goes, all right, drops a coffee there and goes. So you were not with the group when we first saw them. I saw you coming down from up above. Do you see what caused that explosion up top?
Yes,
And it would be.
a fire.
We know about the fire. Fires don't just happen. Any idea what caused the fire?
No.
But you saw it.
Yes.
It just appeared out of nowhere.
I don't know what caused it.
See, when you say that, it feels like you're lying to me. I don't like bringing
don't-
coffee, and he just kind of grabs it. And so he goes to people who lie to me.
Well, it's bad coffee anyway.
Police station coffee. All bad.
Are we all in the same?
No,
room?
these would be like jumping back and forth, different cuts.
Damn it.
I don't know what caused the explosion.
All right. If we have no more questions, we'll get a hold of it.
Okay.
It was Johnny, and then I run.
It's Zaylen being very creative with the truth telling because they don't know why Johnny exploded or what caused it. They know Johnny exploded. They don't know what caused Johnny to explode.
Good job, Zaylen. You could be a lawyer now.
Yeah. When you're on release, Tommaso's there. Johnny, baby, guys, what was it that happened in there?
So much.
I don't know, man. I was unconscious for most of it. You got Tylenol?
Yeah, I'm sure I've got some. Just gonna grab some stuff out and goes, yeah, y'all need to ride back.
Yeah.
Yeah. The car got hit by a small missile.
And me.
Yeah.
You didn't get hit by a small missile, but yes.
No, the car got hit by me.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it did.
For insurance purposes, no, it didn't.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
It did not.
Well,
Act of God.
I already told them it did.
Also, what are the chances that the insurance company talks to the police about this? Like scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, probably pretty great.
All right. Do you know any like technomancers or people who have the same powers as the villain from Sky High?
You guys are Tommaso?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I know one superhero. I know 5 superheroes, and they are my favorite.
Oh, I'm beginning to think you might mean us. That's great.
Us.
I'm not a superhero though.
I'm a
But you're a leader.
Yes, and I mean technically you are. You're everyone is super something.
Johnny just like puts his hand on Issa's shoulder, or Obsidian's shoulders, like you're more of a superhero than 90% of the superheroes out there. Don't sell yourself short. And he just starts walking to the car.
They got to the car. I thought you were going to say he like just starts wandering away. I'm like, Johnny, you cannot be taking Tylenol for whatever this head wound is.
Yeah, I think as they're walking out, like Issa falls back next to Zaylen's like, wow, you clocked him pretty good.
I had to put him out.
Jeez, I see that.
I feel really bad. Should I tell him? I should tell him, shouldn't I?
Nah, it's fine. He'll.
Oh, I should tell him.
Act of God.
Yeah, Tommaso gets out, just kind of looks back, goes, yeah, someone's gonna have to sit on someone's lap or something.
All right.
I can ride in the trunk.
I can become a chair.
All right, Ivy. Cool beans. Chair up.
Ivy becomes a bench seat in the car.
So basically,
in a way, we're all sitting on something.
You would cover the. Is everyone just gonna be sitting on you?
Sure.
Yeah, you become like a seat cover.
You're just gonna cover the back of it because there's not room to just throw another bench sheet into a car. But you could become the cover essentially.
Yeah. You're like one of those bead things that taxi drivers use.
I'm basically a rattan, like a rattan's like bench seat cover for the car.
Oh, one of those macrame seat covers? Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey,
Probably
so
fines.
just your head sort of poking out over someone's shoulder.
Yeah.
He goes, all right, where to?
To
Uh,
Johnny's apartment?
to my place. Yeah, that'll work.
I
Right.
guess.
Yeah, it takes you to Johnny's
Or
place.
do you want to go to your place?
I mean, we're further away from my place now because we're at the police department. So let's just go to your place. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, they go and he drops you off there and goes, all right, y'all get some rest. Make sure you're okay. Johnny, I'll talk to you in the morning.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have an insurance claim. I gave the insurance card.
I'll be talking to a number of people.
Okay,
Thank you,
you're
Tommaso.
awesome. Thank you for all the help.
Thanks, Tom.
Tommy
Wonderful
boy.
to see you, wonderful to see you,
Boy.
Tommaso.
And yeah, he drives off. What are y'all doing?
Yeah, as soon as he leaves, Issa just like rips off her goggles and just like face plants onto the couch.
Zaylin goes to the kitchen, to the freezer, and puts ice in a bag and a towel to bring to Johnny.
You're on the first floor, correct? We talked about that last time.
Yeah.
What time of day is this now? Are we looking at?
This point, you're probably at like 7, 8 o'clock.
Okay. Ivy's gonna go like just drape over the balcony, just like tired and just like feeling like shit, like backwards, just bleh.
Johnny just looks right at Issa and is like, even though they face planted, he's just like, we sucked today, didn't we?
Yep.
Yes, Johnny, we sucked. We fucking sucked.
Why did these lion people want us anyway?
I don't know. And she's gonna like roll over and just like toss a pillow over her face, like, ugh.
When you say that, Johnny, Ivy is going to, without moving, one of the tendrils from their body is going to pull out the drive and just like snake it like its way into the middle of the room and just like hold it up. And she's gonna say, "This is probably why."
The fuck is that?
I don't know.
Is that a copy of Shrek 2?
No, Rosalind. I mean, Marrow.
It might be.
Not
mean,
everything
Marrow.
can be.
So
No,
does
Marrow.
Ivy actually call like say Rosalind or does
No. I say Marrow.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was, I would disembowel your parents.
Yeah. I say no, Marrow. It's the B movie script. I don't know. It's-
According to science.
Quick story.
Love that meme.
The B movie. We had when I was doing She Kills Monsters. Someone was supposed to be a beholder at one point, and they're just supposed to come out and be like, "I'm a beholder. You can't stop me!" Ha 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 ha. And then get stabbed, and then just turn around and die instantly. So I told her, I'm like, I need like a B movie scream. And she goes, "Oh, I'll do it." So instead of thinking like a B movie, like a horror, a schlock, like old horror film, she watched the B movie and she sent me a thing of like, what with the guy from Goodfellas going, like she goes, "Is that the one you wanted?" I was like, "Yeah, that'll be fine." And so we're in rehearsal, and she goes, "But I found the one from the B movie." I go, "Yeah, the B movie scream. Yeah, the one with Ray Liotta. That's the one you wanted, right?" I go, "Do you think I specifically meant the B movie?" And like,
God, that's
That's what I
fucking
thought
funny.
you meant when you started that sentence. I was like, yeah,
Oh,
cool.
shit.
There must be some good screaming in there.
we gave her shit for that, like literally a year after. If a B
Oh, that's
movie thing
funny.
came up, like the group chat would pop back up, and it would be sending that to her.
Mm.
Oh man.
So Ivy passes out the copies of the B movie script, and and we begin to read in character. No.
Jai's just like, where did you get this?
The guy that at this point, Ivy's like kind of like reforming like mildly, and like kind of like rolls into the like the room like a tumbleweed, and is just like, this is the guy that I tried to stop at the jewelry store the other night. He beat the shit out of me, and I was kind of embarrassed. So I just didn't say anything. But
Do we
I
want
didn't
to?
realize that he wanted this. I think that's why he attacked. And then I'm gonna look at Issa and be like, "Your car," and then kind of like grimace.
What about my car?
Michael, is this like a hard drive or?
Actually, we'll say it's like an SSD drive.
I was like,
Mhm.
it's a floppy disk. Are we going back to the 90s?
No, an SSD. Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Solid state drive, baby.
yeah.
Yeah, when I say that, I'm looking at Issa because like, whoops. Like this is totally my fault.
Like, wait, he knew about my car?
Well, no, but he must have known I was in the car.
Well,
Because that's
it's
what
not
he
fine to shoot a
teleported.
missile at somebody just because they have your disc of Shrek 2 for GameCube.
Well, he grabbed me in the car and teleported me into the bank vault and demanded I give it to him. That's
Do we want to see what's on it?
well, yeah.
Got it. We gotta.
Okay. And at this point, Johnny just like wheels out on a cart a really fancy computer setup.
Why do you have
Johnny,
that?
yeah, Johnny, do you have a computer that you would be fine if we had to like throw in the river?
Oh, this is just a spare.
All right, fine.
Is it like a $3,000 gaming PC with like 6 monitors?
3 monitors, but yes.
On the bright side, if something happens, I think we can keep the monitors.
Whatever. I never play on it anyway. I'm too busy every night with you guys.
So Ivy is going to not even plug it in. They're just gonna like hold it, and all these little tiny like microscopic tendrils are gonna like connect to it, and then they're just gonna like stick 2 fingers.
Ivy, get in there.
Would you like to be alone? The hard drive goes.
Okay.
I didn't know how into this we're gonna be getting.
Ivy's gonna stick no fingers.
The whole fist.
The tendrils.
Ivy's going to interface with the computer in a way that
Ivy is going to interface with the expensive computer.
All right, make an unleash your powers.
Okay.
Let's
try and recover from that. Oh my god, what have I done with my life?
Your powers would be less creepy if every time you use it, you didn't go.
Or if I didn't do this when I said that.
No, it still would have been that even if you hadn't said it.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's why I keep a couple of these fingers like the nails filed down.
All right, let's
computer
see.
stuff.
What am I rolling here?
2d6 plus your freak.
Freak. All right, that's a good old fashioned 10.
All right. Yeah. And you start kind of going through. You break the encryption, and very quickly, the rest of you like describe for me what it's like when you interface with information.
I think a lot of it kind of goes through their brain, but it's not necessarily as much them seeing as them processing, and it'll still be on the computers for the most part. So like other things that aren't like computer based, it's more like they just process the information and then change it in the terminal they're using. But for a computer, it would just show up on the monitor.
So obviously, Ivy kind of like go a bit stiff on there, and there's just a moment as it's kind of going through. There's not okay. The weird thing is, there's a lot of information there, but it's technical information. It is a good deal of sensor reading. A couple very unusual video clips, but then like a lot of things that don't technically make a ton of sense. What you have here is a whole bunch of information that was taken inside the rift.
Interesting. Zaylin.
Would Zaylin know anything about that?
I'm gonna like immediately look at Zaylin and kind of like point.
And we'll say, Zaylin, I know you were part of a hive mind outside in the rift, correct?
Yeah.
How much do you remember from actually when you were part of that?
It's vague. Like, you imagine a memory you had when you were like 4 years old. Like, you're not sure what you remember or what you were told, and it's kind of like
Very vague.
so. But if something like cues you to it, it becomes more saturated, basically.
Yeah, we're like, oh, it's that thing that happened.
Yeah.
Um,
like a smell, a sound, a song, something like that. Everything will cue you to that, but it's very like a 4-year-old memory.
okay. Well, yeah. So do you like you have it going through the computer? Ivy?
Yes. Yeah.
So Ivy, you got it going over the computer?
Yeah, it's going through the monitor. It's
Okay.
coming through like all the information is.
It's here's the thing: the place it's from in the Rift is not your home directly. However, the place that it's from, you're like a part of you was aware of, and it felt like it's something you physically were never at this place. But being part of a hive mind, there's the stuff that you physically were there for that is sort of imprinted in a different way than the memories of other parts of that hive mind. You catch these like glimpses real quick of almost it's like a world that's almost full of strange creatures and monsters and other things. And trajectory data seems to be that. Well, let me. That won't quite fit. The trajectory data seems to be that the place it came out was closer to that than to where the place you have snippets of memories from.
So basically, the stuff on the screen is closer to a world that I'm familiar with, but I don't know particularly well.
The thing you remember is from what you've seen of stuff in this universe, these planets and such seem to be a lot further away. Like there are actually multiple worlds you could see at night. From yours, yours is almost more of a Kirby verse. Like the laws of physics in certain ways work differently.
Okay.
So like you could see multiple planets in the sky. Like they might even technically be considered moons of a larger thing.
And I recognize the creatures on them.
Vaguely, like they were these like I mean essentially predator animals from a nearby. The problem is there's a bunch of different types, and some of them you remember bits and pieces, but basically these things were often nocturnal predators, often very quiet. You can't quite remember if they had any unusual abilities or not, but you do remember that they're very dangerous.
And we've only gotten plants on Earth from the Rift so far, right? We have only gotten creatures.
There have been creatures and monsters come through. These don't seem to match any of the ones, at least that any of you are aware of.
Okay.
This is the Rift.
What?
What?
This is the Rift. This is part of the Rift.
Huh?
That's
Cool
really
beans.
So what we have video footage of the Rift.
I didn't
Let's
even
call
think
the
that was
president.
possible.
Call the president.
Someone.
It's called Trump.
Can I tell you, I know more about the Rift than anybody. I'm an expert. I know so much about it. There's nothing you tell me I don't know.
From it.
Nope.
By the way, I want to thank you all for defeating Thanos. That was very difficult. That was very hard.
No.
Hey, it could be before January.
In a world
It
I
isn't its
created,
school
unless
time,
there's a
but
reason, Trump is not.
We're born.
yeah.
So if I run underground, we can basically indirectly.
Our current president, Mario Batali.
Sean.
Equally
Mario
problematic.
Batali. Oh no.
Sean, I think you're talking about my P-30 space modulator. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? I put this down and I just kind of put a drop of water on it, and it forms a creature. And you think this kind of creature? Liberals don't understand the creatures.
Oh my God, are you doing Ben Shabibo right now?
Oh no.
We already have a Tucker Carlson in this. We don't need anybody else.
No. Nope.
I'm
This is-
sorry I brought up Trump. My bad. Oh god.
Yeah, you
Some-
be like, so like, was this recorded from like the first trip in with the ship, or is this like some other?
No,
recording?
this isn't
I
this isn't my
was
world.
Ivy, this was taken in the last month.
Okay.
There's a timestamp on it.
Yeah, so I will read that off then and be like, this is recent. Like this doesn't make sense. I didn't even know we could go into the rift without
Nope.
just
Nobody's gone in. Nobody's gone in
Since Henry Blake was there. That we know of, because
someone-
Jason Blake shut it down.
someone sent tech into the rift and it's come back out, and this is it. This isn't the stuff we know. This isn't my world.
Well, also, Hallelujah Discovery went in there, and he's from there.
Hallelujah Discovery.
Yeah.
Elijah Intrepid.
Yeah, Hallelujah Discovery.
Well,
You
the thing is,
can't just Benedict Cumberbatch somebody and not let us.
The thing is, did he actually tell you that, or was that that was an out of character thing I mentioned?
No, I mentioned that to them that he is from where I'm from.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's how he tricked you.
Yeah.
I think we have to find this guy because this is not. I don't think this is good.
How on earth do we find him?
I
know how to get to the rift right now. If only
Well-
someone would come and take this information from me.
who are we trying to get a hold of right now? The mask guy that kicked Ivy's ass? And
Yeah,
all
so
of
I
our
can kick
asses?
his.
Or are
Well-
we trying to get a hold of Elijah Intrepid? Because I don't want him in near us either.
Well, I just
I-
shouted that, so Dr. Goatee will be here in a minute.
And Michael is rolling a percentile die to see if that happens.
I'm actually gonna roll the RuneQuest hit location to see what
Oh,
part
God.
of Marrow ends up.
Her
Marrow,
chest.
your left leg, your left leg
Ruptures.
disappears.
Well, I didn't need that
Oh.
leg anyway.
So, okay. I honestly think we're all beat up. We don't need to deal with this today. We need to get a good night's sleep. And tomorrow we need to focus on this because if people are going in and out of the rift, that's kind of a critical information that I don't think the world needs to know.
Michael, quickly, with my 10, was I able to notice if this has like a tracker on it?
There is no tracker or anything else like that. This is, I mean, the information itself is proprietary. You're actually reading, what is the name of
Like Industries?
Yeah, Blake Industries. You're actually reading Blake Industries.
Oh, so that actually changes a lot of things.
No.
Yeah, because then that means this drive belongs to Blake Industries.
But
I thought
Jason Blake shut it down.
I mean, maybe we got like a Hydra situation, but like father versus son.
Wait. When I went to Blake Industries, I heard them talking about the asset. And it's the same thing that Elijah Intrepid called me. So either he's working for Jason, which I don't think he is, or he's using Jason's tech.
Do you think this guy is working with Elijah?
Jason? Or the
No,
guy?
the guy that gave me the drive. Or the guy that I took the drive from. He didn't give it to me.
Lion Squad, the
I don't know. They're
the
both
military folks that we fought.
They both teleport.
What about Dr. Dad? Jason's dad.
Dr. Father?
Yeah.
Henry
Henry.
Blake.
Yeah, like what if, I mean, I know he called you the asset, but what if Henry was like, you know,
If Henry was back, he would find me.
Okay, all right, cool beans.
If Henry was back, he'd find me.
All right. Well, I can't help right now. My brain is mush.
Yeah, I feel like we need to get some sleep, but the only reason I'm worried about that is because that guy found us so quickly.
Well, we
Maybe he
were
saw
in
us.
kind of a public place and we did kind of make ourselves known.
Yeah, but also
I guess
like
that's fair.
3 out of the 5 of us live by ourselves.
Yeah.
True. So we all cuddling tonight, or
I honestly think we're safer together. If this guy's gonna attack, I don't want to be alone. But
don't-
I can't dictate what you guys do. But
I
I
already
would
live
feel
here.
more yeah. I would feel more comfortable if the 3 of you were with us tonight.
can we take turns sleeping?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna stay up first.
I'm gonna go home and grab some stuff and I'll be back. So
Okay.
Do you want me to make you coffee, Ivy?
Yeah, sure. I'm an elf, so I actually only need to be in a trance for 8 hours.
Um,
And I can get
Isa,
full rest.
yeah.
I think someone should go with you.
No, it's fine. I'm good.
I'll go with Issa.
Are you sure? I think we should stay together, but it's your call.
Yeah.
I need to wrap my head around all this supernatural sci-fi stuff. My brain's broken. I need a break.
Okay.
Well, if you see any signs of trouble, text us.
Use the comms. Let
Yeah.
us know.
I forgot we have the comms. Just
Yeah.
speak.
I also gotta, go back to my daily routine of beating up a clown that I have sexual tension with.
I want somebody to screen grab all of our faces right now.
I'll do it later. Don't worry about it.
We're working the enemies to lovers trope.
We are really getting some sexual tension in the character development today.
We are.
It's a bunch of horny.
Mara with a
apparently.
clown and Ivy with a computer. It's just a lot of stuff going on.
Look,
Detective Kennick just
we've
Detective Kinnick and just
Just
everybody at the
snack.
table.
my excuses for my secret identity are as follows. I'm a teenage mutant ninja turtle. I'm Harry Potter. I'm not Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and now I'm not Batman.
Oh, I was thinking of it.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to think of. Yeah, I was trying to think of like. You mean the guy down the street that you exploded on, or the training?
Oh, no.
My head went to that if the Sugar Shack had a clown mascot, i.e. Ronald McDonald.
Oh God.
I mean, potentially, yes. I gotta go.
So Issa's like, yeah, I'll be back in like an hour or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
While you do that, I would like to go to the roof of the apartment building with a device of Wi-Fi nature and just kind of like sit on the roof and just kind of like try and monitor like things to see if I can like hear stuff.
Are you basically trying to like check into the other like what people are doing online around you?
Yeah, not necessarily. Maybe around me. I guess maybe I'll be like kind of like the way that you would like highlight hashtags on Twitter and different things like that, in a similar way, but in Ivy's way, where they're just like on a variety of social medias and different like forums, just looking.
It's like the bat ears in The Dark Knight.
Yeah, like just like looking for keywords and stuff like that.
All right. Yeah. So you are doing that. What are Azalea and Johnny doing?
I am. I brought you ice.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much. What the hell happened? Like, who hit me? What super was up there? What? You hit me?
I had to. You were on fire.
Wow, I didn't realize you had such a strong punch. That's awesome.
You're not mad?
No, why would I be mad? Well, why'd you punch me?
You know how you blast fire out of your hands?
Yeah.
Okay, your entire body did that.
Oh, I went Nova.
Is that what that is?
Oh yeah, that's happened like twice. That would be the third time it's happened. Yeah.
What causes it?
When I don't know how to put it, like controlling fire is a very complicated process that requires a lot of concentration and a lot of mental power, and you have to really focus on it. If not, it's like just an explosion. So if they would have hit me the right way to knock my concentration, I'm like a bomb going off.
Well, that
One of the
happened.
well,
I lied to the cops and they asked me, do you know what caused the fire? And I didn't know. So I said I didn't know. And I didn't say anything about you, but I lied to them about it.
well,
And I had to punch you to put you out.
that's okay. I mean, if you hadn't put me out, I'm sure there would have been a lot more damage and a lot more people would have got hurt. So you did the right thing.
Thank you.
All right, Issa and Marrow. On the way towards Issa's, Marrow, you get a call from Rosalind or from Carolyn, Aunt Carolyn.
Obsidian, do you mind if I just like for a second?
Just catch up whenever you're done.
Yeah. Hi, Aunt Carolyn.
Hi, it's getting late. Are you coming home?
Yeah, I'll be home in a bit. I'm just running with a friend to go pick some stuff up from her apartment.
Okay.
Yeah, everything okay at home?
Yeah, it's been fine. It's been a kind of a quiet evening.
That's good. It's always good when it's quiet. Knock on wood.
Zerko, were you out the night before?
Yeah, no, I was. I came. I went to school, but I had like texted her some excuse that I was like sleeping over.
Yeah. Yeah, she goes, just want to make sure, that things are okay. We missed you last night.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We ended up working on that project really late, and I just ended up leaving a bunch of stuff at her apartment where I was like, ah.
She goes, all right, see you soon.
See you soon. And then I run and catch up with Obsidian.
If you can find her.
We
buddy
system.
Like, turns a corner, like Issa just ducks because she is pissed. She's guilty. She is so full of emotions, and she needs to go punch something.
Can I like roll to try to find Obsidian? I feel like we need to have a heart-to-heart.
Or does Obsidian have like the Batman thing where if you turn your back and then they're gone?
Well, the thing is you know where Obsidian lives, so that's when if you want to like bone up and go up there and try to find her, you could. This one, I think we can do that part of it without a roll. We can say,
yeah, all right. I'm crawling in Issa's window, just like, you in here?
You're in there. You're in her apartment, but she's not there.
It's terrifying.
I boned up and crawled up here for no reason.
I boned up.
Yeah, I didn't. Michael just came up with that one, so that's not my fault. But now I say it all the time.
Boned up.
Boned up.
I'm all boned up.
Boned up.
I'm all boned up over here.
Boned up.
All right.
Yeah, so Issa's like on doing the vigilante stuff that she started with back in the day. So
why am I'm just alone in this neighborhood now. I was going to your apartment.
You broke into my apartment, so therefore you're alone in my apartment.
Yeah, but I don't live in this direction. We were walking together.
So is Issa looking to find like a little robbery or something?
Yeah, something.
Okay. Yeah, it goes off there. Mara, do you wait for a while, or do you end up going back to your house to grab stuff or something?
I don't want to split up the team too much, but I do kind of want to try to grab Ivy to see if Ivy will do a sleepover at my house because I need to go save face.
Ivy will do that, I think.
Yeah.
Do you text Ivy, or do you like go back to the apartment and like grab Ivy?
I think you're doing your Wi-Fi stuff. I don't think you're like big or anything, but all of a sudden Marrow is just crawling up your back.
Like a fucking bone spider. Just like scuttle, 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 scuttle.
She boned up your back.
Boned up in my back. Alrighty. Things are happening.
And then the bones are checked, and then I'm just kind of like piggybacking on you. I believe in your strength.
So
Ivy like turns the Marrow and
so you're
like,
the big
I need
spoon
dinner first.
after your bone retracts.
Do your bones retract or like?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Well, you know how you found that thing out about me that the others don't know?
Yeah, that you go to our school.
And that I have like a family.
Yeah.
You want to come sleep over? Because I have to go back and like convince my aunt that I wasn't murdered 2 days ago. And believe it or not, I can't really like call Zaylin. No offense, they did a great job lying today to the police, but Zaylin cannot know. I kind of don't want Johnny to know. And Obsidian, I was just gonna go. I was thinking about having Obsidian and like letting her into all of this, but the minute I turned a corner, just they were gone. Just gone.
At first, Ivy's like, excuse me. And then after you explain yourself, they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, no, like they left of their own volition. They abandoned me, if you will.
She's probably looking for somebody to kill.
Yeah, I love them, but
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, so you want to have a sleepover?
Yeah. Do you have any movies? I want to get something off my. I want to. Well, I guess it's 2017. What the fuck am I talking about? It's Netflix.
I have the documentary of Sky High, and I have.
I'm not gonna lie. I really want to watch a B movie.
The B movie?
The B movie?
Why does all the bees happen?
The one with Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah. Let me just text my aunt. And also, if my aunt asks, I slept over at your place last night.
Sure, my parents will lie.
Well, one, your parents don't really need to lie, and two, I mean, we were all at the same place, which is not technically a lie.
That's true.
Yeah.
My parents will lie for me, though.
Oh, thank you. And we have a Carolyn and a Carolyn. I know your parents' names.
Oh, are they both Carolyn?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Okay. Well, this is happening. Zaylin and Johnny, the two of you are in your apartment. I sit there together. You get a text from Tommaso that says, "Do not watch Fox News."
What's that mean?
Click.
So
why does he do that? He knows I'm gonna watch it. Click.
Yes. And there he is, Chuck Carlson. So you have to ask yourself, do we really think we can put our lives, our city, in the hands of children? And it cuts to like videos that were taken of first of the fight that took place in at near the fountain. Because here we see all these various we see these people, they're doing everything they can to cause destruction. Look at this, and it goes from a thing of Zaylin to another thing of the Christopher Columbus statue. Like, they took a monument to a great American hero and destroyed it because they don't care about our traditions. They don't care about what matters to regular Americans like us. Those of us who struggled and came up with something. I was never given anything. These people were given powers, sometimes beyond imagination. I mean, look at these freaks. Then catches a thing with like part of Johnny in the fight. And there is a like the big explosions. It's like, and we even think that Wildfire, who was at a high school, can we recommend this was someone who was on a game show? Do we really want to put our futures in the hand of someone who was on a game show? Is that really how things are going to be? Because this person comes in and they do not have the training. They do not have what it takes. And then like Zaylin kind of pops up. And then freaks like this, we don't even know.
This is where he shuts it off.
All right, so for both of you, Zaylin, I'm gonna give you, unless you want to like reject influence, I'm gonna give you angry on that. And Johnny,
I'm gonna try to reject.
Danger up by 1, superior down by 1.
I'll take angry. I'll take angry.
Johnny is, as always, gonna try to reject this because I have the I don't care what you think ability. Which, hold on, where is it? Okay, +2 to your roll. So that's just a 2d6 + 2, right?
Yeah, I think isn't yours? You add like the amount of. How does yours
I
work?
I don't care what you think is from the delinquent playbook. Whenever you reject others' influence, add +2 to your roll.
Yep, yeah. Then just roll that too.
And that is an 8 on the dice, so 10.
All right, you get to choose two: clear condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one label down of your choice, or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
Okay, so all right, hold on. That is
Clear condition.
Yeah, I'm gonna clear insecure.
There's nothing quite like watching Chuck Carlson that will make you be like, you know what? Maybe my life is good. I'm not a man who's paid to scream like a whiny piss boy all over the TV.
I didn't make
right
my
enemies.
fortune from TV dinners.
Yeah. That I
No
didn't
one
even
gave me
make.
anything
My
except
dad
for my
married into it.
parents.
And I'm gonna do the opposite of what he wanted. I'm gonna move superior up 1 and danger down 1. Screw you, Chuck Tarlson, or whatever the hell your name is.
Chucklefuck Carlson.
At this point, Johnny is just gonna look right at Zaylin and be like, "This is an everyday occurrence." He has no clue what he's talking about. You were amazing today. You saved a lot of people, and you stopped me from hurting a lot more people. Don't pay him any attention.
Okay.
Comfort
You
and
do.
support.
You do amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna roll comfort and support on that if that's okay. Which is come on, dice. And what do I add to comfort?
Plus mundane.
So I got a 7.
All right, on a 7, they hear you. They can mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if they open up to you.
I'll clear condition. I'll clear angry. I just got.
All right, Lisa.
Yes.
Things are a bit strange. As you're kind of going around, you're noticing, like, at one point, as you're kind of going over, you can see, like, some. Well, you thought at first they were essentially, like, you know how when a car skids out or something and leave those black marks?
Mm-hmm.
But they were really kind of small and short. And when you double check, it's actually like something has clawed its way through part of the cement.
Yeah, she's gonna bend down and see like how deep the claw marks are and all that.
Claw marks themselves go about 4 inches deep.
Whoa. And does it like look like it's big? Like how like by the width of the claws and like the length of the
Claws probably the thing probably about yay big. When it kind of came down, and there are 4 kind of claw marks.
So it's quadruped. Cool. Yeah, Ethan's gonna start like on the hunt now.
All right. Sort of on the hunt, we'll say is as you kind of find the other ones, you start sort of chasing the direction that they're going. Let's cut to when the two of you come in. Now, Ivy, you're definitely you still look green and such.
Oh, I'm always green.
Yeah. So Carolyn kind of looks and goes, "Hey, Roz. Oh, you made a superhero for a friend. Hi. I saw you on the news. Hi, I'm Rosalind.
I will.
Carolyn.
Or Carolyn. I'm Carolyn.
You're also
No,
Rosalind?
I'm Carolyn. I'm Rosalind's aunt.
I will take her hand in like a kind of like a shy way and just like, hi, nice to meet you.
Hey, Carolyn, this is Ivy. They just started at our school, and we're kind of doing like a mentor. Like I just like show her where the lockers are and things.
Yeah, Rosalind's been really nice.
Oh, that's great. This is you stayed with last night?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. And she kind of goes in the living room. Do you want something to eat?
Do we have any chicken or anything?
Yeah, we had just made kitchen cacciatore.
Ah, wonderful. All right. Where's Maeve?
Oh, Maeve right now, she's in the library doing some work. She'll be
Okay,
back. She'll be back soon.
Alrighty. If you ate already, I think we're gonna maybe put this on and maybe watch a bit of the B movie.
Okay. Yeah, there's with Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah. That or Shrek 2.
Okay.
The GameCube.
Okay, we're gonna watch the GameCube. We're watching a Let's Play of the Shrek 2 GameCube edition.
Yeah. And I kind of wait till Ivy leaves the room, and then I kind of like give Aunt Carolyn a really big hug.
Right. And yeah, and Carolyn kind of gives you that big hug, and then looks back and kind of like looks from you, then over to Ivy with kind of like a sly smile, and goes, "Friends with superheroes."
Oh, okay, thank God. I thought she was playing something entirely
I
different.
thought we were
was
going
like,
somewhere else, Michael.
I was like, hey, Carolyn, I can't approve of you being like, yeah, you can fuck someone I'm not. Use protection. If it's gonna happen, I want it to happen.
Ivy, my niece.
I want to be the cool aunt. I'm totally cool if you're a lesbian.
Oh, yes,
My niece
yes,
fucks.
superhero.
Ivy's just like in the corner, like.
Ivy, have you ever considered vaping? I feel like you should vape.
Fire.
It's electronic.
It's hot.
Okay, fine.
I don't do hot.
It's just like a humidifier. Plants like that, right?
I don't really have lungs.
True. Have you ever considered sitting next to a humidifier and pretending it was vape?
I feel like Ivy probably actually has one of those in their room. Like a real, like a big one. Like it makes the whole room like super moist.
When your mom is
goes and
worried
takes
about
a
you.
shower and like
What?
turns the shower on and like we'll just have the hot water running and just sit like there like, oh yes, perfect.
Yeah.
When your mom is worried about you, she just mists you. She's like,
Yeah.
she's like, you seem dry. I don't.
I've got a UV lamp. I'm gonna turn on. Okay, just want to make sure you're okay.
Ivy leaves the next day with flowers that were growing in places that were not there yesterday.
Yeah, so the two of you watched the B movie?
Yeah, and I think just because Rosalind's not good at helping a lot, is just gonna try to comfort and support Ivy by just being like insanely physical. Like she's just like a boa constrictor, just like
A
leaning on you,
constrictor.
just like leaning on you, like touching your arm, just like everything's gonna be fine. But I don't know how to say that.
I will fling myself into easy relief in this situation,
Well,
so I can remove the hopeless condition from.
I need to roll. This might go very badly. You might be like, "Why are you so pointy? How is everything
the
jabbing
two of
me?"
you like practically cuddling, and that becomes the comforter support.
Yes, and that's fine. And I don't honestly think you're gonna be too pointy because Ivy is just a pile of vines.
Well, if I roll poorly, then it will be.
That's true, maybe.
Yes, thank God. 12.
Yeah, that will be enough to mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up to you.
Clear condition, please. You have so many.
Yes, I will clear condition. I will clear hopeless. And I will fling myself into easy relief as I melt into the couch. Or are we on a couch or are we sitting on your bed?
I think no, we do not have a TV in my room.
Okay, so on the couch.
It is on the couch.
For some reason, I thought you said the other room. Yeah, so I'm like melt into the couch and just like relax as we watch the B movie with Jerry Seinfeld.
The best movie. I still can't believe that this movie won 4 Oscars.
And halfway through, Ivy's gonna like, I think, start to get a little more comfortable talking to you as we like probably have some weird banter and be like, yeah. Okay, I didn't mean the B movie. I meant a B movie.
You said with Jerry Seinfeld specifically like 4 times. Is there a B movie?
I was an Attack of the Killer Tomatoes 8.
Yeah, was Jerry Seinfeld in some like black and white like spoof horror that I don't know about?
No, I don't know why I said Jerry Seinfeld. Honestly,
Which of you would say?
I was thinking like Chud 2.
My dad's cousin is in the original Chud.
Yes, I know. I remember you told me that.
Yeah, like in the last.
Such
scene.
a good fucking movie.
I
mean, it's terrible.
Which of you would say is probably the more observant of the two?
Maybe me.
Well, while this is happening, you kind of catch an eye out the window, and then there's something kind of comes up that looks like it's mostly mouths.
Oh no!
I'm sorry. What was that? Please repeat.
I'm all bones, and that's not good.
Something looks through that is mostly mouths. It looks a little bit like something you saw a very brief glimpse of on the video earlier. You hear like and then it's gone from the window.
What kind of mouths?
Big sharp pointy teeth.
Yeah. All right.
Lamprey mouths, like the guys from the thing in Star Wars.
Issa, you're not aware of where Marrow lives. You have tracked this. You've tracked something kind of far away from where your own apartment is.
Yeah, Issa's on the move. Like how far is it? Like still without a sight, and I just following the tracks.
You're basically following the tracks. You're not quite sure how old the tracks are, but as you're going through and chasing after that area, and you find yourself little ways away.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. This is weird, and put it down.
I'm trying to see if Kendo wants this. Someone needs to take Shrek 2. I don't have a GameCube.
Have you? I don't know if I don't know if it's a filter from TikTok or something else. But you've seen the one where Shrek appears like over your shoulder with the hands.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just want to say, I think it's hilarious that Nessa is trying to shill her own products.
It's free. I mean,
during a live stream of playing a TTRPG.
I asked Kendo if they had a GameCube.
Hey, so while we're at it, I've got some games for sale here on my shelf.
But do you have something crusty?
If you
Windows says yes, please.
But yeah, Issa's still running, so I don't know if you're all still like glancing out the window. Maybe like 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later.
Yeah. What do you do when you see the thing?
That's not me. That's y'all.
Grab Ivy. I need you to text Johnny right now.
What?
Tell him you're hanging out with Rosalind and it's not weird.
Okay. Ivy will take her phone out and start texting Johnny and be like, why, by the way?
There's a thing outside. I'm going to call Maeve right now.
I think then Ivy will actually look at the window.
You actually hear kind of like her phone going off somewhere outside.
Oh.
And like it's sort of loud because like one of the windows is sort of open, letting some of the breeze in. You can hear just this. Yeah, this is Maeve.
Code blue.
Where?
Outside, inside now.
I'm right near the house.
Okay. I will come out. I'm with a friend. We will come outside to meet you.
And then you hear.
I'm currently FaceTiming Johnny.
Why don't you FaceTime?
But not.
Not so Rosalind can be seen.
Yeah, like the other direction.
Hello?
Johnny, you need to. What the fuck am I supposed to say?
Tell him you're hanging out with me, Rosalind, which is not weird. We go to school together.
Yes, I'm hanging out with my friend Rosalind. You know Rosalind, right? Rosalind.
From school?
Yes, we became
You were
friends.
on the roof.
She's mentoring me in social studies.
You were on
weird.
the roof.
Yeah.
This isn't weird.
So this is weird. I don't know. She wanted to watch the B movie. I don't really. Anyway.
You mean that crappy movie with Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah. So listen.
The great movie with Jerry Seinfeld.
There's a Star Wars lamprey bat like climbing outside the house, and you need to get here as soon as you can. Is that is that good?
Yeah, that's perfect. Do I
Okay.
have enough time to suit up?
Well, I would say, Rosalind, describe Maeve for me.
I think she's very tall for her age. Still has a little bit of baby fat around the face, freckles, curly hair that she hasn't really figured out how to like. She needs to do one of those things where like she shaves her head and lets it grow back in so she can like really learn what her hair is, because it's in a kind of a frizzy state. But she's so beautiful. Like, she's one of those kids where people, adults at parties, just like talk and are just like, you're gonna be fantastic one day, and you're like, why would you tell me this?
Is she your
Someday.
younger sister or older sister? I forgot.
Younger.
Younger. Okay.
This is the person you see, Issa, like shocked on the sidewalk, and you've got kind of across from it. The thing is, body is almost like a lion in certain respects, except much bigger, kind of hairless, with claws that are much worse and all permanently out. And like the head itself has numerous sort of mouths on it. You're not even quite sure what it's seeing with, but there's this very loud sort of sniffing the air towards where this girl is.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna be like, "Hey, fuck face," trying to get his attention, and starts running at it.
Thank God for
He
Issa.
goes, what do you do? Are you?
I'm just gonna like try to do like a flying kick to the side of the head.
It's here.
It's here.
All right, make your directly engage.
That's a danger, right? Oh gosh, I pull things up.
Yeah, remember if you've got a condition that affects those.
Yeah.
A lot of you do.
Directly engage. Where's my millinotes? So many things. I'm not afraid, so that's fine. It's a +2.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 9.
All right, you're going to trade blows. You want to resist, take something from them, create an opportunity for allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten.
I want to impress, surprise, or frighten. One of those 3. I want to surprise it. I want to catch it off guard.
Yeah, it's just kind of, and it seems like generally kind of shocked as it as it hits, but then part of it lashes out and just grabs you like slicing. Not thankfully, not nearly as deep as it could have been, but you do definitely get raked by some of the claws and such. Go ahead, take a condition.
Afraid or hopeless? Those are the only 2 I have left right now that have not been taken. I'm gonna say afraid because what the fuck is that?
Yeah, inside.
If only you've been hanging out with someone watching the Bee movie, maybe you would have less conditions.
What?
Just saying.
At least one less.
Inside you hear a scream, and you hear a scream, and then it's sort of condition move. It goes, ooh, and it makes this sound that shakes the windows. It's extremely loud, and then somewhere far away, you hear something return that call.
Holy fuck! There's another one. No.
Johnny and Zaylin, what are you doing?
I'm gonna say, as Ivy's like, you need to get here now. Like, Johnny already knows where Rosalind lives. The first thing Johnny does is look to make sure that that drive is not still connected to the computer and that it's with Ivy. Did Ivy take it or leave it?
That's a great question. I feel like Ivy probably left it because they weren't planning on leaving the apartment. And then when Marrow came, when Rosalind came and got Ivy, they probably just left off the roof.
The first thing Johnny does is grab that and just like shove it in a bag and like, Zaylin, we gotta go. Hop on.
Okay. All right.
And just shoots like flame rocket towards Rosalind's.
All right.
Do I hear the return call while I'm in the air, like flying?
you'll hear kind of something. Does this seem like a good place to take a maybe a 10-minute bio break?
Yes, that would be
Yes.
wonderful.
All right, we will go ahead and take. We try 5 minutes. It always ends up a little bit more. Why don't we go with 10? We will be back
let's do
at
10.
44.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
See you soon.
Nessa, if you're talking.
All right, we are back. All right, so things have got the big thing that's out there is like right now, Issa, you have all of the attention, all of its attention inside. Ivy and Marrow, you not only heard that like cry that rattled the windows, you also heard something call back, and we've got Johnny and Zaylin flying their way there. For some reason, I'm picturing Zaylin just like shape-shifting into a backpack to just more easily be.
I can get very small. You guys have you guys ever seen Demon Slayer?
Vaguely.
No? There's a character who can shrink down in size very small. So I can get very small.
Yeah. I don't have enough time to like fully suit up, so I think I'm just like yelling to Aunt Carolyn, like, Code Blue, stay inside.
All right, and are you headed like out the door, out the windows? What are you doing?
Yeah, I guess out the door, and I'm just, I guess like fucking just throwing on a hat and fucking changing the bones of my face as much as I can.
All right, and Ivy, you're going with? Or are you doing something else?
Yes. Yeah, Ivy's just gonna run right out the door.
All right, Obsidian. It just and it's getting ready to leap forward.
Yeah, she's gonna go back at it. Try to intimidate me, bitch! Please, come on.
I scare it. As it starts to leap forward, what do you do?
She's gonna start running at it and like try to use its momentum against it. So she's gonna probably like as it like runs past, she's gonna like grab its jaw, like the bottom like part of its like one of the mouths, and use the momentum and just keep like hurling it. Like I'll just yeet it.
Are you are looking to yeet?
I am looking to yeet.
I think that feels like a directly engage. It doesn't feel like unleashing your power. It's probably more of a directly engage.
Yeah. Now. Oh wait, no. I still have. Now I have a -2, so I'm at a 0 now. So it's gonna be a straight roll. 5, 8.
8. Yeah, you get to choose one as you trade blows. Resist or avoid, take something from him, create an opportunity, or impress, surprise, or frighten.
I'm gonna resist this time because I need to.
All right. Yeah, as you kind of boom grab it and then like throw it with its momentum as it kind of hits and it kind of tries to claw against you, but you manage to sort of move so that like you're getting the smooth side of the claw, like it's actually missing with the sharp end, and it goes sort of flying, kind of crashes up against a car, which now boop, 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 the car alarm is going off. This is about the time that Ivy and Marrow end up heading out.
This fucking city. Why do people even still have car alarms?
They are so annoying.
Yeah, like someone's gonna hit your car. Rubble, something.
Did Ivy make it out the door first, or did Marrow?
I'm assuming probably Ivy because Marrow has to like Marrow's throwing on at least a little disguise.
Put on like a bucket hat. My mouth is on fire. Ivy's gonna roll out the door and just like I think see Obsidian and immediately like kind of like create a barrier in front of Obsidian out of their vines and just kind of like prepare like a defensive stance.
Team wise, so now we've got the team all together. Oops. So we have got team plus. You start off with 1 +2 for any battle against dangerous foe. Does the leader have influence on everybody?
I believe so.
Believe.
That's me.
Isadora still, right?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Still you.
Yeah.
How am I so? I'm a terrible leader, y'all.
You take charge of situations.
Yeah, I have influence over everybody.
All right, that gets to 4. I'm assuming everyone has the same purpose. However, I'm also going to say we're ill-prepared and off balance a little bit because Marrow is trying to not give away identities. or like at least somehow make it seem like, oh, hey, we happen to be here. That's going to be a little bit of a thing.
I mean, Johnny could end up fighting the other thing.
So you do have 4 team.
Okay. Really quick, how much danger currently is Maeve?
Well, the thing is, if it's just the one thing so far, and you heard something else answer, that thing is getting its way up. Maeve is still like kind of frozen with fright, but you also do have 3 people that are actively attacking this. Maeve is probably okay unless something else shows. Unless it decides it needs to go after Maeve to it needs to go after Maeve and get out of there with a quick snack.
Alrighty. Well, I hope this being like one of the few times I don't take a defend move, this doesn't hurt me in some way, but I think I gotta just unleash powers, right?
What are you doing? I would say tell me what you're doing, and then I'll tell you how it fits. If that's not how it fits, because if you treat that like a menu, you feel more limited, particularly because directly unleashing your powers is usually about like an obstacle, the environment, or senses.
Well, then probably not that.
Yeah, so I would just say if you just say what you do.
I got my delicate bones, not so good at the fighting and whatnot. I think I'm gonna do a move, which is game face, which is commit yourself to save someone or defeat a terrible enemy. I can mark a condition and take +1 ongoing for the rest of it. So I just like look at this and I'm just like, Maeve, you are getting out of this. You are getting out of this unscathed.
All right, yeah. And so do you say that to her?
Yes.
Yeah, she kind of looks. She's still a little bit frozen, but she kind of comes a little less when that happens. Ivy, you said you're ready to defend.
Yes, I'm basically in defense stance in front of Obsidian.
Okay. Gotta get ready in front of Obsidian. I will say, Johnny and Zaylin, you actually see one of these things leaping rooftop to rooftop on its way. I mean, you don't know exactly where. We're basically towards Rosalind's house, since Johnny knows where Rosalind lives. You see one of these things leaping rooftop to rooftop in that direction, and this thing, it'll sometimes leap over a house, land on the next one, then leap over maybe 1 or 2 more, and when it's hitting, it's like carrying large chunks of these.
Oh, that's not good. Philly houses suck. Like seriously, I just had to have my roof replaced.
Aren't they like old as shit too? So like,
Zaylin?
I'm gonna leap off your back and like basically follow it down, basically trying to catch it.
Zalen's in bullet mode.
That isn't what. Okay.
What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
No, that's what he's like. That is okay.
Shit.
So Zaylin, you said you're leaping off of his back.
Yeah, I'm leaping off his back and basically like kind of trying to like throw myself on the ropes and kind of following the path until I can catch it like at a faster rate.
Yeah, there's a moment though where and it just turns and it's like looking straight at you, and it's weird because you feel it's almost like if you're at a concert when you got that bass like rattling stuff in here. There's just this moment where you lock like your eyes with its face. There's no eyes to look at. Where there's just like almost a vibration inside of you. There's something about the two of you that is simpatico.
Oh.
so they're vibing one another.
Almost like you should take it back to your apartment and watch a B movie.
Not the thing is,
I am not fucking the tentacle monster.
Not again.
No one's specified.
Not again.
Yeah. It's not a tentacle monster. It's a mouth monster.
Fool me twice. Shame on you. Fool me 4 times. Not gonna fool me again.
At least this week.
Yeah. Does it recognize me at all?
No, the thing is, it's not a recognition thing. Like, it's just. Do you think it's just because you're both from the same kind of dimension? Like there's just something you feel when you look that is on a wavelength in a different way.
Like the opposite of the uncanny valley.
Yeah, there's just this moment where like you recognize each other, you sort of feel it. Yeah, this is not a hey, we've connected. This is just like, oh, there's something in us that's the same. That thing is all hunger and destruction.
Does this create enough of an opportunity for Johnny to like sock it?
Yeah, you just flying straight down and hitting.
Yeah, like just kind of like gonna try to fly into the side of it to like knock it off of this roof into the yard.
Make a roll plus danger. Be careful to look at your whatever your conditions are. Do they alter that?
No. Directly engage a threat is afraid. I am angry. So my danger is a -1 though, so this could be pretty bad. That is a 6.
All right. As you come towards it, it just with one claw slaps you out of the air. Take a condition as you go hurtling towards the ground, and it leaps its way like it's coming towards Zaylin now.
I like lift up I throw a thermal blast at it, like to try kind of like to knock it aside. So
Yeah,
let me
like leaps, like it's leaping in the space between you, and you just make your roll.
Yeah.
Directly engage.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay.
5 potential now, guys.
You can grab an advance. You can grab an advance right now if you want.
That's.
I know. I'm gonna look.
What do I add on? Confront.
It's.
What is that?
Plus danger, and make sure that you don't have a. Oh yeah, you only got the 1 damage.
Yeah. Crud. The 5.
Oh yeah, as you go, and it actually as it sort of hits it, and it doesn't seem to affect it much as it just slams straight into you and cuts you down. The two of you actually fall through the crappy Philly roof into a living room. You're not sure what the two people that you've landed almost on are watching, but they were watching something, and now there's a lot of screaming coming. Mark a condition. Back at the house.
I have an idea
movie.
of what they might have been watching.
B movie.
It's probably the B movie.
Yeah, you just hear, listen, I know I'm a bee, but we're in love.
Everyone in Philly right now is currently watching a B movie with Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's on like ABC or something, and like it's...
Yeah, it's on ABC Family.
Once again, 4 Oscars.
I read the synopsis. Wait, was it really 4 Oscars?
No, in this world, yes.
Oh god, yeah, it was like the most popular one of the year. I read the synopsis, and the synopsis seemed about like a woman falling in love with a bee. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of sounds like the synopsis of this episode.
Yeah. Exactly.
all right, back at the house. The thing is kind of flipping its way up, and it's just like looking between kind of a bunch of you, and Ivy's the one that's most recently sort of struck it. And it's kind of like you see it kind of like curl up to do something. Ivy, what are you doing?
Ivy is going to be the monster.
I'm sorry. Issa's the one. Ivy, if you want to make the plus savior to defend from the threat.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do it. And oh boy,
as it leaps towards Issa.
I did really well. I rolled a 3.
Oh,
I'm gonna go ahead and mark triple potential because that's like I should.
Yeah. So as it happens, like tell me, how were you trying to protect Issa?
Basically, I was kind of like created like almost like a hedge in front of them, like with like a thick viney growth.
Take a condition as it rips through your hedge. It kind of it bites its way through, like gets through there, and Issa, it's like standing again in front of you, and again, shoulders are kind of at where your shoulder level is.
All right.
Oh, so it's like my height-ish, kind of.
But it's on all 4s, right?
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah,
I feel like Ivy was like, oh god, my blood was in there.
Yeah. Luckily, that wasn't where my heart was.
Thank God.
Yeah, so I think as it's like breaking through, at least Obsidian knows where is now.
Mhm.
So as soon as it pops its head out, she's just gonna lock it.
Ivy's heart is with Zac Efron.
Yeah, 100%. Big Zac Efron fan. And Jerry Seinfeld.
Listen, Ivy, we could have been a thing. You're still in high school, and that's what I prefer. Yeah, my girlfriend was 18 when we started dating.
It is true.
Yeah, that's not a lie.
Yeah.
No.
We have to talk about these things.
Ivy, would you rather?
So whose turn is it?
It was my turn.
Issa, sorry. There's too many I's. So I put down, I'm like, I are at the house. X/J are the building.
Yeah, she's gonna sock it.
Socket.
Sock it.
Talk it to it.
That's an 11, y'all.
All right. So what do you want to do here?
Resist the blows and then create opportunity from allies.
All right. How do you create the opportunity? Tell me what you do.
I think I punch it hard enough that like it sort of like reels back. So maybe it's like on its back hind legs now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as it reels back and sort of hits back for its, I would say for the condition move it's got, Marrow and Ivy, you see it starts to like rush its way kind of towards safety, which is towards the house.
All right, I'm gonna try to like bowl it, kind of, like trying to taunt it, be like, oh no, look over here, easy bait. I'm so squishy. If only something would come take a bite out of me.
Look how delicious I am. I'm like a hostess cupcake.
Yeah. I'm like a delicious pie that would make a hobo float in a cartoon.
Can we tag team this?
Yes.
I would like to, since you're doing a matador thing and pretending this thing is a bull, I want to use my move in a china shop.
I would say what we'd probably do is we'd have one of you do it, make the other one could make it as a separate roll along with it, or one of you could add a team to the other person.
I'll just wait.
Okay.
All right. Oh wait, so we're doing it separately?
Yeah, because if you want to tag team it, like you're helping another person do something, you spend team for that. Like one person could spend team to help the other person.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, then we'll just continue with the matador thing. Just making myself real delicious. Minimizing the amount of bones because those could be scary. Just like, oh, over here.
Marrow becomes boneless.
No.
I'm loving it. You said the McDonald's song. Da 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 da.
Yes.
McRib is back.
It's back, and I'm gonna give it to my lover. The classic McDonald's commercial. All right, so what would that be like? To distract.
Could we provoke someone? Roll plus superior.
Yeah. Keep forgetting my superior is not good. 6.
Well, 6 is a miss unless someone wants to use a team to help you.
I'm adding 6, 7, 8, 9 minus 1 is 8, which is not great, but not terrible.
Okay, yeah, 8 is a strike. Yeah, so a 7 to 9, they can choose one. We're gonna you gain influence over the dog creature. No, they kind of sort of stop. If you want to make a note, you're gonna have a +1 forward against it as it kind of looks and sniffs the air in your direction.
Michael, relax.
Stay away from Rosalind, who is Ivy's good friend.
Down, Daddy, down.
There we go. Ivy, you want to use this to do the double team part? Well, it's a little distracted.
Yes. Sorry, I was in my own world there.
Have
for a
I
minute.
distracted you?
Yes, you have. I'm going to use in a china shop when I directly engage a threat. I'm going to destroy the surrounding environment.
I live here. I mean, someone lives here.
My goal here is to destroy the surrounding environment, being the creature that I'm attacking, but I don't think that's going to count.
Yeah, I don't think that's how cool his China shop works. My goal is to only destroy the non-China stuff in the China shop.
I'm going to accidentally, but totally intentionally destroy Rosalind's house.
Aunt Carolyn likes you. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get for her to be like, oh, a friend?
What do I roll for, or what do I add for directly engaging a threat?
Well, it's plus danger. Is that what your bull in the China shop does?
Yep. So that's a Kenzo. 11 actually.
Okay.
Shit.
So 11 for directly engage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you choose 2. Do you resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or fries?
I would like
to... or frighten.
I will. I'm curious. So my move, Be the Monster, says when I frighten, intimidate, or cow others with my monster's form, roll plus freak. Does that mean if
that's when you're. That's what you're doing. That the move you do is to impress, is to frighten those. This is bullet. What does Bull in a China Shop specific thing do?
It literally is just when I directly engage a threat, I destroy the surrounding environment.
Oh, you don't get like a. Oh yeah, it's just like.
My kind of hope was that.
Yeah. So yeah.
My hope was kind of like creating like rubble that will collapse.
It's also the other thing. You also choose an additional option. That's so yeah. It's not just I destroy shit. It's I destroy shit, but I get one more choice.
Okay, I copied like the basic text over from the other playbook, so I missed that.
Yeah, that's important because it's like basically you. What did you roll again?
An 11.
Yeah, so you get 3 out of resist or avoid, take something from them, create an opportunity. Like this one will actually be enough to take it down. So we basically but you tell me how much damage you do. You're gonna fuck shit up for a while.
Okay. What I would like to do, I think, is just kind of like, I guess like kind of like what I did with the guy in the jewelry shop, is create like a giant fist and just like slam the fist into the dog thing, lion creature. I guess because it's in a China shop, it's just going to keep going straight into the wall of the house and like rip a hole in the wall.
It's like through. Yeah, basically
my house.
You can see Aunt Carolyn's she's like right in front of her.
She's watching a B movie in the living room and is just like,
"Hey!" It just knocks her through. As it knocks the creature through, and she's just like sort of screaming as that your big green giant fist is there. And we cut over to Zaylin. You are now underneath it as you have fallen through. Johnny, I'm assuming you kind of picked yourself up, but right now we got Zaylin. You are with the thing as it is like kind of coming down to try to like rip you to shreds. What do you do?
I am gonna use okay, I'm not sure how the Nova's powers work, but that's one of those things one of the potential marks one of the things I marked potential on and I took in the last round.
Which one did you take?
I think I'm gonna take shielding.
Okay, so what you need to do is take the flare. You have to take the burn, and then you choose your burn. So you have to roll for burn. So you have that many hold to use for any of those sort of situations. I play a Nova in the other game, so that's how I know it way too well.
Yeah, the Nova stuff can be super powerful.
So I roll, see how many burns I have, and then I spend them on the shielding.
Yeah, you spend it on I think you're able to choose 3, so you're able to spend it on either. You choose 3 of those on that list.
Okay. Let's roll. My roll thing decided to do a commercial at this point. Do actual dice. 1 second, guys.
Yeah, you roll plus conditions, so.
Which condition would I use?
All the conditions. You just count them up.
Yeah, basically, however many conditions you have. Yeah, so the burn. The thing is, what does your power give you? Like several of the burns from Nova.
So it gives you get burn and 3 flares from the Nova's playbook.
Yeah. So, but yeah, basically, you get to choose 3 of the abilities from the Nova's playbook, and they get when they charge up their powers, they roll plus however many conditions they have marked. On a hit, they get to hold the amount of burns you get to spend to use.
Okay, I have 9 plus 2 conditions. That's 11.
Nice.
All right, that is good. You get 3 burn. You do not have to mark a condition, which sometimes you'll have to with the burn. What were the 3 burns you chose to take?
I'm going to take shielding. Okay, if I have a question, if I use move, can I, if I like surround, if I like take hold of thing and I basically transport us to another location out of the house, can I do that?
Yeah. So, but the thing
Okay.
is, I mean, when you choose it, you permanently choose 3. So shielding, you want to take shielding, move, and what's the other
Move.
burn that you take?
Reality storm.
All right, so yeah, so those are going to be the 3 burns you have permanently. And then you've got 3 charges essentially right now. You can spend 1 burn to move to any place you can choose within the scene, breaking through or slipping past any barriers. You want to tell me what happened, or yeah, you can spend the burn and tell me what happens with the burn. What happens to the 2 of you?
Okay, I'm gonna take hold of thing and I'm basically just going to zap us out of the house and probably to like do I know how well do you think we know this area? Not very well. I would say I want to zap us to the nearest parking lot, like someplace where there's no people.
There's an intersection, might be the closest place you saw, because you're in residential area now.
All right, so I zap us to an intersection then, out of the house.
All right, you kind of appear outside of there as it just, and it is. So at this point, it is going to. You move it, but it does manage to bite down as you appear. So take a condition, as it is like biting. And I would say you probably hear the cry, Johnny, from behind you as they've appeared elsewhere.
Okay. So, question before we move on. It comes into play now.
I froze up.
Part of a
I
larger...
froze up. I froze up for a second, so I heard question for now, and then it was the middle of what you said.
The advancement I'm taking is become part of a larger superhero tradition and take a legacy from the legacy playbook. I assume that's something we're gonna have to work on separately from this. Or do I take the move and then we'll figure that out later?
It sounds like you're taking a legacy move.
Yeah, fight the good fight. When you pull your punches while directly engaging a threat, you can roll savior instead of danger. If you do, you cannot impress, surprise, or frighten your foe.
What is the hero that you are sort of channeling when you do this that you feel a very strong connection with?
It's got to be someone living. So I think...
What's wrong with someone dead?
I think it has to be someone living at this point, because or else Johnny wouldn't be thinking of them.
An iconic hero who died for our sins. Shadow the Hedgehog.
And
by that I mean my mother.
I think
Idris Elba's playing Shadow.
I honestly think Johnny is trying to, at this point, because he's kind of getting away from the corporate stuff and realizing what it kind of really means to be a hero. I think he's kind of channeling Private Philly.
From when he was Private Philly?
Yeah. Like, was like the embodiment of what a hero should be. Everybody loved Private Philly. Like, so I'm thinking Johnny is like trying to embody that right now, and if I think of somebody else or something, we can work on that. But right now, that's the only thing I can think in my mind.
Is it like when they're Private Philly or when they're Spectre?
Does the world know that Private Philly became Spectre, or do they just think Private Philly's like on the run? Like, how did we determine that?
I think it felt to me like it was something that people knew.
Yeah, I think it was like a public display.
Okay, I think it actually is going to be Spectre then. Okay. Because they're just kind of doing what's right, and Johnny just kind of feels like that's where he needs to be right now, and wants to kind of live up to that legacy of kind of being a freelance hero. And then I'm going to just directly engage this threat. Zaylin just got thrashed apart, and hopefully I don't roll so horribly this time around. So, yeah, he's just gonna like run over and try to clock this thing as best he can. And holy crap, that is a 12 plus 1. So that is pretty good.
All right. Yeah, you get to pick 2.
I'm going to resist and avoid their blows, and then I'm gonna create an opportunity for my ally.
All right. Tell me what you do to create that opportunity as you attack it.
I think what I'm gonna do is like I'm just gonna like as I run up, like encase my fist in flame and just hit it right in the side of the head where it like its head moves to the side as it takes the hit, pulling its focus away from Zaylin, so Zaylin can easily just get a quick swing on it or
Okay.
whatever, or thermal blast or whatever they want to
Yeah.
do.
Give Zaylin out an opening.
Okay, I'm gonna use a mind of their own. And basically, I'm trying to think of what the best way to do this. I'm gonna try to use like telepathy, like keep it like in the air and in controlled, and kind of like imagine magneto powers if they were made of metal, kind of like squeezing in on them. So let's try that.
Okay.
Which one is that? Unleash my powers, and I have conditions. So
Oh,
this is
do you have telepathy or
suck.
telekinesis?
This is a mind of their own. So basically, it and like when I can my powers can
create your own. Yep, you're good.
One time thing. Plus my conditions.
Mhm.
And minus my conditions.
Is that what
Plus
it
my
does for
conditions.
yours? What does it say you do?
Directly engage a threat. When you engage, roll plus danger on a hit. Okay. Doesn't say anything about conditions, so
Well,
plus
so
danger.
Let me double check. What's your mind of your own do? Is there a roll with that?
It's unleash your it's is it unleash your powers or directly engage a
Oh
threat?
yeah, you mark a condition to get brand new abilities. Yeah, just mark a condition and then do you can do directly engage. Or it might be if you want to hold it up so it can't attack, you could unleash powers with freak.
Okay, let's do the unleash powers then.
Okay.
Okay, that's good because my freak is higher, so that puts me at 8. Yeah, it puts me at 8.
Okay. Yeah, 8's enough. Is it kind of like it's gonna be I'll say go ahead, mark a condition as you kind of keep up there, and it's like and it's in the air, and it takes some force to hold it, so you mark a second condition with that. And it is now up there in the air. Back at the house,
I am down to 1 condition.
I am too. It's fine.
The thing that you have taken out there is actually now starting to fade. It's almost like it's evaporating from this world.
That's uncomfortable.
Good.
I think Issa's gonna like chase in after it, so it's in the house, right? So
Yeah, it's like sitting on the couch next to Aunt Carolyn.
So Obsidian's gonna
she's
run
sitting on the couch.
Also, literally have, I'm panic. Like Nessa is legit panicking because I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna explain this to Aunt Carolyn.
Yeah, so Obsidian runs in. She's like, oh, sorry, ma'am. Hold on, and like grabs it and just like chucks it back through the hole that came through.
Thank you.
And starts like dragging it out. Yeah.
How fast is it evaporating?
Like relatively within about 30-40 seconds, it's going to be totally.
Oh, so like yeah, Infinity Gauntlet
so Obsidian basically gets out of the house and just poofs. And she's like, "The fuck."
Is there any technological device attached to it?
Nope, it is all animal.
Organic.
No collar.
Organic. Zaylin, you've got yours just like Zaylin Johnny. You've got yours just sort of like now suspended in the air. Just...
I'm gonna try to unleash my powers and just like try to blast it.
Barbecue that shit.
Yeah. Is that unleash powers or is that directly engage?
Directly engage.
Okay. I'm gonna Roll that again. Yes, that is an 8. And I'm gonna resist or avoid their blows because
Yeah,
I don't want to.
It's trying to hit, and it like the fire kind of like envelops it, and then there's nothing left there shortly after. You see parts of it still fading, leaving the night a lot quieter. What I'm gonna refill my drink. What do y'all do?
Which group are you at first?
For either at this game.
Okay.
Straight to Maeve.
They're both monsters are gone.
Yeah, we took care of ours and they took care of theirs.
And it's not weird.
Why? Why? What?
I like how Johnny was like, okay, we all have to stay right here. And Issa and Mara go off to do stuff, immediately disappear. Ivy's on the roof, which is, not great, but within the radius, the help radius. And then you just get a text from Ivy that's like, hey, I went to a stranger from school's house instead of following the orders of staying safe.
Johnny is not happy, but is not mad.
But on the bright side, you don't know that Marrow is here, so Marrow could have just been anywhere. I guess Issa knows, but god damn it.
Well, Issa doesn't really know yet. Like she's
as far as Johnny knows, the only person at Rosalind's right now is Ivy.
Yeah.
Issa and Marrow are still going to Issa's to clean up or fix some stuff.
Yeah, they're AWOL.
And Issa ditched Marrow.
Yeah,
Johnny doesn't know that.
Marrow never told Johnny.
Yeah, no. I never told Johnny.
No, Johnny is
Johnny shit.
Marrow, you find Maeve in that sort of like basement workout room you've got.
Oh, thank God.
She is in there and she's like cowered in the corner, shaking.
Hey, baby girl.
What's that?
Yeah, like a mouth beast.
A mouth beast.
And she just kind of looks up. She got just tears in her eyes. Well, I went straight after it.
Well, I was worried I was going to go straight after you.
I can't do what you do.
And that's okay. You don't have to do what I do. You just have to do what you do. And that's go to school. And don't do drugs. Unless you want to.
And she there's a moment she just kind of gives a little bit, then the laughter to come through, and she goes, but I've got Mom's powers. And you've got amazing things too, but I couldn't go after that thing.
I mean, I love you, and I know we're having a moment, but didn't Mom's powers manifest? She like burned down a whole barn.
Burned down a lot of things first, but I couldn't even summon. And there's just this moment where the door sort of slams open, and Carolyn's like Maeve, Rosalind! Oh, thank God! There's like she runs down the steps to like grab the two of you up in a big hug.
Oh, good. I did take off the mask.
Yeah, I'm assuming you.
Oh yeah, thank God.
Yeah, it just grabs you both up in a big hug.
Yeah,
and
we were both down here the whole time.
Came straight through, like, oh my God! And somebody came straight through, and then the Ivy. Thank God, Ivy was here.
It was so good that Ivy was here. I'm glad we decided to do a sleepover tonight. Because what if Ivy hadn't been here?
Ivy is a fucking hero.
All the chicken
damage
patch door you can eat.
It's only going to cost 20-30 grand to fix the house.
Yeah, their mom was loaded. They're loaded.
They got insurance. They got house insurance.
Yeah, power stuff counts as an act of God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Has everyone else like come together on the lawn?
Before Johnny and Zaylin get here, Issa, Obsidian's gonna like turn to Ivy and be like, "The fuck you doing here?"
We were gonna watch a B movie.
Who's we?
The B movie.
Yeah. A voice from the sky says. Course correcting the story.
Who's we?
Me and Rosalind.
Oh, Rosalind. Oh, does she
Yeah.
live around here? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I punched a hole in her house.
That's her house.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice house.
Yeah. Her mom was loaded.
Her mom?
Yeah. Her
That's not
mom's
common
like,
knowledge. That's fine
Oh.
for you.
oh, whoops.
No, Kirby, you're good. Issa, you. I don't know if you can roll to see whether or
Yeah,
not you
she
know.
doesn't know shit.
Oh, yeah.
I
I'll
would
just be like,
say, I think
She's not from around here.
People probably
Yeah.
don't know who your mom was, is my guess. Do most people know
There's
who
like
your
a
mom
handful.
is? Okay. Because even then,
Yeah.
there's other loaded people.
Well,
Rich people. They're out
sorry
there.
that your movie got interrupted. I was following that thing and I found it.
it's okay. We were just hanging out. She's a mentor of mine.
Oh, that sounds nice. I thought you were staying at the house though. What happened? I thought you were at Johnny's.
Yeah. I was about to be like, Rosalind crawled up the roof.
I mean, that could happen. I just crawled up a ladder to say
Rosalind
hi.
has these bone spikes that come out of her chest.
No, bone spurs. Bone spurs. She couldn't
Oh
be
yeah.
drafted.
Rosalind has bone spurs. Yeah, she texted me and asked if I wanted to hang out, and I just figured, why not?
I was trying to find something to punch because there's just so much shit has been going on. So much.
I know.
I'm tired and I just want to hit something that will try to hit me back, and I just beat the ever living snot out of it. And I'm gonna go. Y'all have a good night.
No, come back with us.
I'm not gonna interrupt movie night. Also, hole in the wall.
Well,
night.
movie. I
Movie
think
night's been interrupted.
I think movie night's over there. I don't think you need to worry about it.
Also, I can't. Rosalind doesn't know who I am. Like,
Or does she?
are you saying that in character?
Ivy says in that exact voice.
I think Issa just rolls her eyes and like, because she's got like her goggles up on top of her head. She's like, "Nah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Have a good night."
Ivy, Obsidian, do you want pizza bagels?
And goggles are quickly back down, and Obsidian's like, "Have a good night. Is the girl okay?"
She's wonderful. Thank you for being here.
I would say Johnny Zalian. What are you Zalian? What are you doing? I don't know if you end up making it there by now or.
I'm pretty hurt. And I'm like, they're gonna keep coming after us, aren't they?
Yeah, we're heroes. Shit's always gonna be after us.
This isn't. It wasn't like this before. This is my fault, isn't it?
Why would it be your fault? Why would any
Nothing.
of this be your fault?
If anything, it's my fault.
No, it's.
I looked at that thing and it like. You ever just recognize something, but you don't know what you recognize it from?
We saw one of those on this. It's from the Rift. It probably resonated with you.
This is my fault.
It's not your fault. The Rift has been here long before you. Shit's been coming out of it long before you came out of it.
Well, why does it keep coming? But it keeps coming for us. It's been 2 days and it keeps coming for us.
Does it matter?
Is it coming for us because of me?
Doesn't matter. If it's coming for you, we'll take care of it like we have all this time.
Uh,
At this point, Johnny's just like gonna hug Zaylen and be like, it's gonna be all right. I think we should go see if Ivy's okay. It'll be all right,
Yeah.
okay?
We destroyed people's houses tonight. This isn't cool.
We didn't destroy any houses. That thing destroyed a house.
Did you
hear
point at
sirens.
Ivy when you?
You hear sirens in the distance. No, remember Zaylin and the creature went through the roof of one of the houses.
I say we just get out of here. We've had enough issues with the cops today.
I don't want to
There's
be on
no way
Fox News
Detective
again.
Kinnick is still on call.
She's just like,
pretty
God
sure.
damn it.
These children.
Do I gotta be sexy again today?
At this point, also, what is her jurisdiction?
Us. Her jurisdiction is just us.
Her jurisdiction is episodes of the TV show that is our masks.
That's fair.
Like, why are you always here? Because I'm the character who's in the show.
Law and Order, Teen Superheroes.
Yeah.
Oh, that has to be an actual Law and Order. There's some sort of supers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
SHU,
yeah.
superhero unit.
Not as much
Yeah.
action as you think. Like a lot of talking to the DA.
Yeah. Like, how can we write this off?
So,
Who's at
Zaylin,
fault here?
What?
hop on. We'll go get Ivy, and then we're just gonna lay low for a couple days. We've had a rough 36 hours. We have
Yeah.
fought 20 things in the last 36 hours. We all just need a vacation or a shopping spree or something.
Are we good about now? Because I know that
Yeah.
several people are tired. I would not mind a little bit of possible extra sleep. I don't know how much that's going to happen before tomorrow.
Yeah.
We want to go ahead and go with end of session now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if Johnny's coming, by the way, I just want to say Issa just dips. So if Johnny's coming to get Ivy, then she's not there.
Okay.
Issa,
All right.
you were missed.
We can choose one. Everyone, do you grow closer to the team, grow into your image of yourself, or grow away from the team?
Grow into image of myself.
All right. Then you get to shift one label up, one label down. Explain why that is.
I am going to shift danger up one and mundane down one, because I now that I've seen things that are more me and less of this world. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everybody else?
I think I grew closer to the team.
Hell yeah.
What does that give me? I forget.
Closer to the team is give influence to the character and clear a condition or mark potential.
I will mark potential, and I also give influence.
Yeah.
All right,
Whoever
I'm
made
gonna
you feel closer.
I'm gonna give influence to Rosalind.
All right.
Yay. I actually don't have influence over you, so yes. I think I could be leader now. I have influence over everyone. I know that's not how it works, but
I'm
you know.
influenced by Obsidian and Rosalind now.
I've completed the set.
I have a complete amount.
I have a full deck of heroes.
You're like cards to me, all of you.
All right.
Beautiful cards. I was thinking about growing into the image of myself, but I do think that it was more of a character growth episode.
Okay.
Which, Ivy, I think you already have influence over me.
Which means if you give it to Ivy, Ivy would be able to switch your labels. If you give it to someone else,
well,
of course, it would make sense. Ivy or possibly Issa.
Well, also they all have influence over me, so I'm just gonna let Ivy shift my labels.
Okay. I'm gonna say you are gonna move your savior up.
Savior can't go up any higher.
Oh. All right. Move your freak down and your superior up.
Alrighty. Cool beans. And I can clear a condition, right?
Yeah. The other thing is, either Clear condition or mark potential.
All right, I'm clearing a condition because at some point during the fight, I got a condition. I was like, afraid, and I would like it to be gone.
Who has influence over Johnny? I know Zaylin does, and Roslyn. Okay, or not Roslyn. Isa. Obsidian.
Yeah, that one. Whatever.
That I can't say Isa or Isa right. I can't say it right.
I've kind of trained myself to have everyone's first names except for Marrow because Marrow hides herself.
Yeah.
So for that one, like everyone else, I think first name, but Marrow, I think Marrow.
I just made it easy.
Ivy's like, it's cool.
I'm just Ivy.
I actually think Johnny is growing away from the team at the moment, just because like.
No, I see that.
He tried really hard, and then like everybody just like, yeah, fuck you, and went and did exactly except Zaylin, and I think he's gonna take influence away from Issa. So the only person who has influence over him is Zaylin, just because like he has clearly seen Isa as the leader of the group, and tonight like he just didn't see that at all, and he's just like questioning that.
That's so fair. That's so valid.
Oof.
Like it's not that he's always seen himself as like the emotional leader of the group, but knew he wasn't the actual leader, and like tonight he's starting to think he's definitely not the leader, but is Issa the person that is supposed to be the leader of this group?
Look, Issa's like 7 shades of fucked up right now.
I know.
She's trying.
Ivy is in charge of all of us now.
But
Ivy is the new leader of the group.
Oh gosh.
But we're teenagers. We're supposed to like take even the little minor things to the umpteenth degree, and that's like how Johnny feels right now. It's like, where is Issa? Where is Obsidian? Where has their head been at? What is going on? So, did everybody go?
I have not gone yet.
Oh.
Because I'm also thinking about pulling further away from the team as well.
No.
Just because I think it's because she's been just out of it, and she doesn't feel like herself. It's been rough, and having someone say like, keep the team together, she's like, no man, I need my space. I need to breathe just for a minute. And it's like, okay, take someone with you. She's like, I don't need a babysitter, like just let me just blow off some steam, man. So who has influence over Issa?
I do.
I do as well.
I got it.
If you were to remove influence from somebody, I would say from Ivy, in my opinion.
Why would it be Ivy?
I feel like we were like besties like 3 episodes ago, but we've like slowly been not friends anymore, but just like
Drifting,
especially I think tonight I've become more friends with Rosalind than anybody else.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
this works because I wasn't well, I mean, like your character doesn't know this, but you're like, you're smothering me, and Rosalind's just walking like, now would be, we'll go to the apartment, I'll explain the superhero, the secret identity, Obsidian can be trusted, and then Obsidian and I will have a sleepover. And then she takes one phone call and you're just gone. And it was like, well,
actually,
Ivy it is.
Yeah, I actually think it might be Ivy just because at least how Issa sees it, like just I don't know, Ivy's always been like the one like sort of like shut down, and like Issa's been trying to get in. And after tonight, especially been like, oh, you decided to leave them and go hang out with Rosalind and not me, Rosalind of all people, and at least not even me. Like,
yeah,
all right.
I expected this before we even got to this point, honestly. I was kind of like, yeah, like I don't want to lose that, but I see it happening.
Yeah. Our team's a mess.
So that means I lose influence over you, correct?
Yes.
You still have influence over me, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. If everyone wants to let us know in the team order where we can find y'all online, and if you have any projects, that people might want to check out.
I just got an email, Michael.
Oh, wait, did I just buy Crestpunk?
Yes.
I did just buy Crestpunk.
Nice. Hi, I'm Mo. You can find me all over the internet at Sayarina Bezos. I do a lot of tabletop stuff. I've been taking a lot more breaks, but yeah. I'm taking vacation next week, so I will not be here.
You had a busy couple weeks.
I am
Yes.
now like it's very light now. It's very nice.
Vacation. Straight up vacation from the internet.
I'll have my phone, so it won't be all the vacation from the internet, but like yeah.
I am Kirby. I go by he, they pronouns, and you can find me at DTRPGS on Twitter and at disaster tourism __ on TikTok, which I am unfortunately returning to apparently.
That's my fault.
It's Michael's fault.
I don't entirely apologize. We were gossiping.
We were privately gossiping.
I missed you. I missed your videos, Kirby.
Yeah,
I love that you're back.
I know it's a hell site, but it's good to have you.
It's like a kindred spirit has returned, and I don't feel alone anymore.
You can find my games on disastertourism.itch.io, and I am currently just finished funding an ash can for my game Crust, which is a crust punk role-playing game. So
I just bought it because I wait till I make sure it's not a losing proposition. I also got paid Friday.
I'm Sarah. I am Powerful Week on TikTok and Powerful Week almost everywhere else. And I don't have any projects. No, that's it.
Nessa, she, her. I'm Loch Nessa, LOCHNEASSA on basically everywhere. If you want to go to my Twitter, I've been tweeting a lot about crying in my car recently, and I feel like that really resonates with the youth. So
follow you.
Get over there.
I'm Steve. You can find me on TikTok at the Dragon X. I am also going to start streaming Gloomhaven on Twitch sometime this week, so you can find me there as well.
I am Michael. Get a hold of me for the Gloomhaven if you're looking for more people, because I played it in person for a while, but trying to by myself trying to do the thing, it's a little more than I want to handle.
It's the best board game ever made, in my opinion. It is fantastic.
Not my favorite board game, but it is very good. Very good. Yeah, I am Improv GM on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. I have got our Vampire, The Masquerade, with a local friend of mine and some other people, is starting up on Tuesday, which we're very much looking forward to. We're not streaming the Rune Quest, but that's starting up, and I'll probably be talking about that on TikTok. And we'll catch y'all later.